Hey everybody, welcome back to the shop. In today's video, I'm going to share with you how to demold blanks out of your silicone vertical pour pen blank molds. So let's get started. So if you're kind of new to this, you may be looking at these going, well, how do you get the blanks out once you pour them in there? And there's a really simple and easy way to get these out. I'm going to show you the safe way, number one, and the easy way to do this. So, you know, some people, the first time I used one of these, the P-Town Subby, the blue ones, I'm in there with a screwdriver and all this stuff, and I finally actually figured out from Fred Wisson, who makes the P-Town Subby ones, how to do this. And first things first, what I do is I'm gonna go get a kind of a no-cut glove, something that resists, you know, cuts and things like that. This is actually literally a cut-resistant glove. I just happened to pick some of these things up at Home Depot, I think, one day. But I think, you know, like a work glove or something, just something to cover your hand, because the tops of these blanks usually have kind of like a really sharp ridge around them. And so sometimes when you're pulling these things out, you can cut your hands, and it's really not very fun. So that's the first thing that I do. Now, the next thing that I do is I get a blowgun. So how we're gonna get these things out, and this goes for, you know, these vertical pen blank molds or any kind of a silicone mold. If you need to get the blanks that you've poured unstuck, all you gotta do is blow some air in there, and it's gonna help, you know, pull that stuff out. So let's get a kind of a close-up shot of this, and I'll show you how I do this and kind of the mechanics of what's going on. All right, so like I said, I just recently poured these, I think yesterday, pulled them out. Now I've got a little bit of excess resin on the top, and all I'm gonna do is just rip that off. Usually it can just kind of pull off. Now, the first step, regardless of which kind of mold you have, is you wanna kind of separate as much on the top as possible. So I'm just gonna kind of give this mold a little bit of a tug. This center one in these the Gatling, my Gatling mold, is a little hard to get, you know, pulled apart, but that's all you really need. Now, what you're gonna do is you're gonna grab your air hose and you're gonna pull, you know, the side apart and just shoot some air in there. And once you've gotten it kind of popped, then you can kind of hold on to it and just blow some air, and they come right out. It's pretty simple. But I don't know if you saw that, but that knocked me in the hand, in the finger, pretty hard. And if I wasn't wearing a glove, this sharp edge probably would have cut the skin, and I would be bleeding right now. So, like I said, I would highly recommend use a glove. Bare minimum, use like a paper towel or something, you know, wadded up to cover it. But if you don't cover that thing up, I'll show you what happens. And I'm gonna get the camera widened out again. All right, you may even wanna wear eye protection when you're doing this, but if you don't cover the blanks up, they go shooting out. Now, oh, I dropped it. Now, I've got 18-foot ceilings, so it's not really a big deal, but I do have lights, and I mean, I could totally break my fluorescent lights above me if I, you know, do this without really thinking where I'm at. If you're in like a normal 8-foot, 10-foot ceiling, you're gonna hit the ceiling and it's gonna, you know, kind of leave a dent. So just be careful when you're doing this. It is kind of fun to shoot them out of there, but if you got something right above you, you know, like a ceiling, then that could kind of cause a little bit of problem. All right, so that was not a brain buster. It was just a kind of a simple tip, but a lot of it was I wanted to make sure that people that buy these Gatling molds from me know how to get these things demolded without tearing them apart. If you start jamming screwdrivers in there and doing all that, you could, you know, rip the silicone, which is repairable, but it's also regrettable because you don't need to do that. Just pull out your air hose and you can pull these blanks out pretty simply and easily. Like I said, just watch yourself. You can get cut doing this. You might even want to wear some eye protection, a face mask if you're shooting them out of there. But I'll tell you what, if you can get some friends together and everybody's got an air hose and a mold, you can you know, have a little bit of a game, see how many blanks you can catch, how many people drop them, and have a little bit of fun. So one last thing, if you are brand new to resin casting and you're looking for a little bit of a guide, how to kind of get into resin casting, what do you need to know? Check out my ebook, The Beginner's Guide to Resin Casting. It answers all those beginner questions like, what do I need to get started? You know, which resin should I use? How does it all work? It's gonna answer all those kind of basic level questions so you have a full understanding of, you know, kind of just what's going on with resin casting so that you can make choices and kind of navigate your way on your own. It's available on my website if you're interested. So until next time, guys, thanks for watching this video and happy casting.